With Star Citizen Citizencon being over and done with, I thought this was the best time as any to bring everybody up to speed in a short format. After that, I'll be giving my thoughts on all of this. Ready? Alright, here we go. We open up Citizencon with the one and only Daddy Christopher telling us the player counts are higher than ever. I wonder why. After Chris decides to go dark again, we officially move on to our first chapter, Life in the Verse. We open up with an epic cinematic hyping up the pyro system. After that, we get a nice look at how jump points have changed since we last saw them, like 2 years ago, and how they design them now, both artistically and lore-wise. Then we move over to the rundown stations in Pyro. Obviously they're looking great, we see some different variants, and then we look at how they're designed. Furthermore, we talk about the absolutely stunning planets of the Pyro system. Here we see Pyro 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have a look at their design art sheets, and then they talk about the most important thing in the entire presentation, the cloud wall. No, I'm kidding. But we do get a nice cloud talk and how all the fun parameters work. They talk about the density and all that kind of fun stuff. Here's a cloud cat. After that, we hear a woman talk about Moss for a while and how these planets' surfaces are designed. Then they talk about how they kit bash and design buildings for colonies. Great stuff. After that, they show some gameplay, and I'll just let it speak for itself. Now on to ship talk. We start off with the Origin 400i reveal. Screw you non-believers, I told you it was real. The ship essentially is a luxury space camper. Looks really nice. After that, we take a look at ANVIL's new mini-carrier called the ANVIL LIBERATOR. Looks great, and it can carry a lot of vehicles across the verse. As you might be able to tell, they took inspiration from a military hovercraft. And last but, well, maybe not least, we talk about the BANU merchant. They showed off some concept art and how it's grown over the years. Cool stuff. Moving on to the new Gen 12 renderer and VULKAN. The Gen 12 renderer will communicate directly with the engine instead of waiting for a third system, reducing latency. Gen 12 will also help overall performance. On the client side anyways. VULKAN will also help client performance by saving render graph data per frame temporarily, allowing them to use that same frame later if needed, making the experience more streamlined and smooth. Beyond this, Gen 12 and VULKAN will eventually completely replace DirectX 12, and they said that AMD's FSR and ray tracing and other, and I quote, graphical tech is planned. I wonder what this new graphical tech is going to be, but I guess we're going to have to see. Now on to crafting worlds, planetary tools, and tech. Gen 12 will reduce CPU latency along with other bottlenecks. This will also push planet rendering more towards the GPU. This will obviously improve the frame rate. The ecosystem will also react to the environment, water will be more natural across the board, shoreline foliage is going to be added, wet ground near water, and rivers will also be added, as seen about 7 months ago. The team will also be using a new tool called Rastar to seamlessly mesh prefabs together to make unique buildings fast. This way they can also create dynamic outposts and NPC housing at a faster rate than before. Now to the server meshing news. Now this was explained in a way so smooth brains can understand. Now I recommend actually going into the description here and watching the video yourself if you're interested in this type of stuff. If you're into IT, I really recommend watching it. If I explain it in this video, it'll just turn into the... that, so, let's not. So let's go into the sounds of space. Here they talk about audio design and how it's implemented in an engine. Again, all of this stuff is very technical, so hold on to your butts. Talk about Claudius, which incorporates the following. It streamlines adding audio into the game engine. It combines the data from the engine and the sound design teams into other tools to maximize efficiency and workflow. It can simulate the game engine to separate individual issues within the sound design and fix them without waiting for in-game testing and troubleshooting. This new tool gathers all engine data to be consolidated and available to the designers creates a large amount of potential variables like air pressure, number of rounds in a magazine, which is fucking insane. So last but not least, we get some stream of thought about the systematic gameplay. They want to get the selling feature in by the end of the year. This will include armor, weapons, components, and even ships. The price will be dedicated by weapon attachments, ship weapons, and components. Even the conditions of the items. Localized inventory is being added in 3.15 as most of you know. The Knickknacks app will allow you to view these items wherever they are and where they are currently, so you can go pick them up. The feature will also add player item trading, which we've been waiting for quite some time. Non-physical cargo is being completely removed from the game. All cargo will now be physical, meaning players cannot steal other players' SCUs of cargo. Moving these crates is also going to be done physically by players or NPCs. This new cargo will also add incentive to not blow up other players as a pirate, because if you blow them up, that cargo is gone. Jumptown V2 will also be the first test case for Quantum to trigger events dynamically. The Quantum system will also be dictating prices of commodities like fuel, ammo, and ship repair. Quantum will also be dynamically change encounter chances during certain events. And with that, we end on Jared talking to us and then Chris closing. Now for my thoughts. Where the hell did Squadron 42 go? Hello? What are you guys doing? Are you guys still going to talk about it sometime, or is it going to re-emerge in 2034? I seriously don't know. I'd like to hear something about it, seeing the last recorded evidence to its existence, according to the website, is 2018. Obviously, we know that's not true, but the website isn't even being goddamn updated. Anyways, this Citizencon was pretty meh. I had low expectations, and I was still kind of let down. Some things were pretty cool, some weren't. I feel like they should have talked more about where the game was heading, instead of what it's currently doing and what specific features they were working on. But oh well, we can't have everything, now can we? With all that said, I hope all you citizens had a great time watching this video and had a decent time at least watching Citizencon. If you feel like I deserve it, please subscribe and leave a like to up my status in the almighty YouTube algorithm.